years old. I am based in São Paulo, and I'm trying to get into a psychology college. I'm struggling because this will be the third year that I'll be taking a name. I can't stand it more, but that's it. And I am bisexual, by the way. Guys, feel free to share your sexual orientation. If you don't want to, there's no problem. Okay, who's next? I'm so glad to meet you all, guys. You can just open your mind and go on.
I'm Luana. It's my second time here. I was living in London. I lived there for 2 years, but all day long I was speaking Portuguese because I was working in the shopping that the most clients were Brazilian. That's why I speak in English a little bit. And now I just arrived in Portugal last Sunday because I am doing master in law here in Portugal, in Lisbon. And I really love studying English. I have been studying English for a long time. And that's it. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great, that's awesome. I'm a big fan of English as well. Glad to meet you. So, Mariana, can you introduce yourself?
Me or the other?
Mariana Valeriano, go on. Sorry, I forgot.
Okay. My name is Mariana. I'm 24 years old. I'm trying to study English, but for me it's a little difficult to speak, especially. But I'm trying, and I live in São Paulo, and that's it.
Great, nice to meet you. You're doing great. Come on, your English is so great. KPK, nice to meet you. Second Mariana right now. Go on.
Hi, my name is Mariana. I'm 23 years old. I live in Salvador, Bahia. And I don't know, I study English and French, and that's it.
Great. You mean you also speak French?
Yes.
That's awesome. Ça va? Comment ça va? Ça va bien?
Ça va et toi?
Yeah, that's over. My French is over. Moving on. Yay, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, second Mariana. Mateus, how about you? Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Mateus. I'm from Fortaleza, Ceará. I'm 26 years old. I've been here in TNT for almost 2 years, and since the beginning of the quarantine, yeah. And then I'm working right now. I am at home, but I am crew member. I work in cruise ships, like passenger ships. But now at home, I am at home because of the pandemic, and I really enjoy to be here. It's a pleasure to be here one more time.
Awesome. Great. 2 years, man. That's a lot. Great, 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 great. So nice to meet you. Here we go. Moving on. Victor, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Victor, and I'm 19. And I'm also a gay guy, so it's a pleasure to be here and to talk about it. I love and enjoy when I'm talking about it or when I'm watching someone talking about it because it's really interesting. And I love reading, and I also love dogs.
Yay, I love pets as well. Oh, my cats died, but okay, moving on. Nice to meet you, Victor. Nice to meet you. And I'm so happy that you were here so we can talk about this agenda in details. Michael, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm 17 years old. I live in Pernambuco, and I've been studying English ever since I was like 11. and I've been trying to practice a lot so I can improve. And I'm also trying to learn Spanish.
Great, great, great. I want to speak French, by the way. You guys talking about languages. But nice to meet you, Michael. How you've been studying English since you were 9 years old? Same here. Same. That's all.
11.
Great, 11. Sorry, 11. Great. Moving on. Only Money. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Anley Mam. I'm from Pemakazi province. I'm a Zambian and I'm 23 years old. And I have been learning English since last year.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Nice to meet you, Ali. Here we go. I'm so keen to start out this conversation, such an important subject. But before starting out, guys, there's too much people in the main room. Anyone would like to go to a small room? A volunteer? Mateus, I'm begging, please. Move me.
Me, please.
Die, YouTube, die. Okay, thank you, Mateus. Moving you. Thank you so much. Mateus, please. Here we go. Don't be scared of YouTube, guys. Afterwards, you can check your performance, so that's awesome. But anyways, everybody has the questions. We can start out. The very first question. Have you ever talked about the LGBTQIA+ community? With whom? How was the conversation? If not, why? And then, guys, I kind of asked it before, but anyways, Mariana Valeriano, how often do you talk about it? Or have you ever talked about it?
Yes, I talked about this topic last year when I was in the college. I had a friend. She knew about a lot about this topic, and I questioned to her about the topic, about the acronyms, the topic in the general mode, and she explained about this, and I think it was a very simple conversation and very, very tranquilo. And I could to understand a little more about this topic,
Great, and you know what? This agenda wasn't to mean such a taboo, wasn't to be such a taboo, I'm so great that you mentioned it. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Luana?
Yes, I have been talking about this topic because my daughter is 13 and she talked with me about her sexual identity. She told me she identifies as a bisexual, and I'm trying to learn about this and open my mind, because to be honest, we feel how can I explain? It's okay. The most part of people, to be honest, it's okay. I have a friend. She or he's gay. But if when our son or daughter talk with us, it's different, and we need open our mind. We need learn and understand. And I was studying yesterday. Inclusion. The woman told one example. Diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. Do you understand the difference? Then I want, I really want that my daughter feel loved. It's okay for me. It's okay for me because love is love.
That's so it. And you mean such a key word about it, which is inclusion. You were an example, I would say, because Brazilian context, when it comes to gay agenda, parents, guardians, I used to be so narrow-minded, you know, and I'm so happy that you listen to her daughter, her daughter. How I wish that all parents of all over the world were to be like that. Thanks for your speech, Luana. What about you, Ali Imani? Do you agree with Luana? Do you have any story to share?
Yes. I haven't found someone to talk about this because many people, if we have sexual hide, and so they don't want to share with many people. Yeah, because it's secrets, because no one wanna share like this. Yeah, but I would like to have this kind of conversation to know everything. Yeah.
Fortunately, you are here on TNT, and that's awesome. So we can talk about it. Unfortunately, people tend to repress it, as Annie said, right? People tend to repress it and regard it as a taboo, which is so unfortunate. Thanks for your sharing, Annie. What about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on this question? How often do you address this topic?
First of all, I would like to congratulate Luana. It's just so amazing. She's such an amazing parent, and it really warmed up my heart when she was telling her story with her daughter. So congratulations, Luana. You are an example of a mother, and
Thank
I
you.
was really emotional when you were talking. So congratulations. And I do talk about it with my friends. Sometimes we don't really discuss much about these kind of things. I used to discuss a lot with my family. It was more of an argument than a discussion. So I sort of like got sick of trying to lecture them, and I just stopped. I gave up, you know. And I think everything has a limit, right? And I tried, I think, my best, and some of my trying was successful, but some were not, so I kind of let it go. But I reinforce that it is really important to discuss it, but I think that everything has a limit.
I'm totally with you on that. You know, I got a kind of testimonial, actually, an experience of mine. I cut off relation. I just cut off my father of my life, you know, because my dad's side, they all reproduce a lot of homophobia, and I'm not a patient person, so I can't lecture them about it. And I just got sick of it, just got exhausted. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I just cut off them, and I think that I made the right choice, maybe. So yes, that's basically it. Hopefully my mom's side, they're all okay about it. Not as so okay as Luana is, but they are kind of okay with it. What about you, Mariana? Yes.
At first, I was really emotional when Luana was talking too. So congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
And I talk a lot. Actually, I'm lesbian, so it's my life, and I live this every single day. And I just talk with my friends, family, to a part of my family, but that's it.
Great. So I totally feel you. We as LGBTQIA plus people, we are always talking about this kind of stuff. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Victor? How often do you address this topic?
In my case, I used to talk with my friend, just one friend, because we came out like in the same day for each other. I was afraid to tell her, and she was like thinking about me in the same way. So she told me first, and then I was like, oh, what is happening here? And I'm so glad to, to have her. She's such a amazing girl, and we talk about it. But I also talk about it when I'm learning Spanish with other guys just like me. It's really cool. But I don't used to talk about it with my family because I'm still afraid to came out. But I'm okay with my feelings. I just don't wanna tell them now because of the quarantine and this whole situation. I'm not working, I'm just studying. So it's really hard to deal with it in these times. But I hope one day I can, feel more open and comfortable to talk about my feelings.
I got you. You know what? I hosted my meeting this morning at 11 a.m. And one question was, is it really necessary to come out to every family? Sometimes, in vitro situation, I don't know, it's something to keep in mind, Is it really necessary to come out to our family? Sometimes we are not in advantage. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry for you, Victor.
I really agree with you.
Great. Would you like to say anything else?
No, that's okay.
Right. Moving on, guys. Thanks for all of your sharing. The very second one question. Do people talk about it at school, college, work? Why or why not? Honestly, at school, I used to be bullied about it. And if not bullied, sexualize it. And guys, when I was 14 years old, isn't that insane? But anyways, what about you, Victor? What are your thoughts on the second one?
So in my case, people don't used to talk much about it. But in the last year, when I was in high school, I actually wrote a theater script about it. It was about gender, sexuality, sexual orientation. And I just wrote it thinking about how can I, bring this topic to the other students and the professors. I wrote it in the night. I wasn't feeling sleepy, so I just wrote it, and people like it, and we just planning the things, and the day was really amazing because we had like the characters, and there is a gay man, a bisexual girl, a girl who has some, I don't know, how can I say, like problemas alimentares. I don't know the specific word in English.
Maybe health issues.
Yes. And the other was like trans, and that was really cool because it was something really simple, but at the same time something really important to know. And I actually could cry in the presentation. I was planning to cry because I played the gay guy, and was like amazing. And I was watching people cry just like me. At the same time, it was like a good experience. And after that, the teacher said, thank you for us, for our class, because our presentation, our brave to share that, and was nice.
Great. So you know what? Arts and education are such a powerful tool to stand out against homophobia and these sorts of things. You know what? Once I took part in a play, I was a homophobic mom. I played this character, but it was pretty important. Everybody got emotional, as you said, Victor. Too similar as your story. Great. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Mariana? Valerian? How do you feel about it? Mariana?
Yes, in the company where I work has incentive and inclusion campaigns to make the environment more comfortable for this group. They made a playlist on Spotify with songs that talk about the thing, this topic, and on my work, they talk a lot about this topic because it's very important, we must to include and make the environment comfortable, because there are lots of exclusion and judgment, and we must to stop this, because all the people is the same. We have feelings and emotions, and this must be respected.
I got you. Such a basic thing to do. And you know what? I'm afraid I kind of partially agree with you. I think we're all different, we are all authentic, and we must be respected by our authenticness, by our individualities, singularities. But I'm totally with you on that. Mainly at workplace, such an environment that must address this topic. That's so fortunate that at your workplace, they are addressing it. Very great. What about you, Michael? How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts on this question?
In my case, I think I was really lucky because when I got into high school, my school, even though we live in the countryside of the state, we don't live in the capital. My school was pretty inclusive about it. Like everybody were like the teachers and all the managers there were pretty cool about it because we actually had a lot of people who identified as a part of the community. So it was pretty great because they stimulated us to talk about it. We debated a lot in the auditorium. We also made presentations about it. It was pretty cool. And often, like when it was Pride Month, our, how can I say directora? I forgot.
Principal.
Yes, of course. Our principal, she would come up to our class and she would say a lot of heartwarming things about the community and how we can contribute to everybody's well-being. And it was everything was like so beautiful, and I think that contributed a lot individually for me, so I could accept myself the way I was. Because when I got into high school, I wasn't like fully aware of who I were yet, and I think being in that environment, such a welcome environment, helped me like a lot, and it still helps me until this day.
Great. Such a great basement, such a great basement. I'm so happy for you and all of these students. Such an example. Mariana Kruszuski, do you have anything to share?
I think in my college, we talked a lot. Not everyone, but the people who I'm closer. I don't know, it's like this. So just that.
Okay, I got you. Thanks for sharing. How about you? Only in money. And then?
Yes. In my school, we don't talk much about this topic, but we talking about fun things. For example, football. We used to share all this because we like it so much. Yes, a group of men just like this kind of sport. Yes, to share.
Okay, I got you. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Luana? What are your thoughts on it?
I think in Brazil, the most people don't like to talk about LGBT. But I'm gonna share with you one fact that happened in London. My daughter was studying in London, but now she is in Brazil with my mom. And when she got at school, the school library was decorated with the LGBT theme. And she arrived at home very happy because she feels welcome. In England, the rules and the rights are very respected about this theme. Is a little bit different that in Brazil. It's better. It's really better.
Right, such a great aspect, you know. That's
Yeah.
for real. When it comes to Brazil, it's this context, it's kind of problematic. There are a lot of news to prove that,
But my daughter has a very strong personality. She knows who she is. It's very nice. I like it in her.
right, she stands for herself. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great. Amazing sharings, guys. Moving on. The third question. Why do people avoid or don't want to talk about it? Is it a taboo? And then, Luana, is it a taboo? The subject.
I think the most family, yes, it continues to be a taboo. I don't know why, because people should open your mind and respect each other. I think simple. It's very simple. Respect each other, respect their rights, their rules, respect people. But unfortunately, continues to be a taboo.
That's so it. We gotta face the facts, isn't it? Especially in Brazil. Unfortunately. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Anli? Do you have anything to share? Is it a taboo? If you're talking, you're muted. Great.
Yes, yeah, it help because many people feel shame when they speak about it because they are adult, and if you want to talk about sex, they can hurt something, can say many things. Yes, they feel the adult to compare with you, child. They can say like you are insulted me. Yeah, like they hide.
I got you. Unfortunately, many LGBT people feel ashamed to express themselves. I think sad that you meant. Unfortunately, that's right. That's a fact. Part of us. That's the real thing. That's going on. But thanks for sharing. What about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on it?
I think that has been changing like throughout time. I think we, like the new generation, are of course changing that scenario. But I think in general, the country, of course, I think it's still a taboo, at least in my experience. The factors for that, I think, would be that our country is very rooted in religious beliefs, and also I think our culture is still very sexist, and I think that doesn't allow us to really see the problem, like to find solutions for that problem, if you know what I mean.
I totally got you. And it all comes down to the social issues that you just mentioned, that you just made. Oh, he's out. Maybe he will come back. But I totally agree with Michael. What about you, Mariana? Do you agree with Michael or anyone else here? Khrushchevsky.
Okay. I agree with Michael. I think it's exactly that. It's that he said, and that's it. I think the people that are more conservative and have a religious and conservative mind have some LGBT phobia, and to everything that is structural in our society, and all discriminations and this stuff. So it's a taboo, and we are talking more today, but we need to continue to talk about it and change the scenario. Maybe, I don't know if we can.
That's so it. As both of you said, Marianne and Michael, we must open room to talk about it, and our generation does, as Michael said. But you know what? I'm kind of pessimist. I think that we have a long way up, you know, but at least we are here on a YouTube talking about it. I'm talking about this topic. That's so it. I'm sorry, guys. My camera just moved. But thanks for sharing. Mariana Valeriano, please go on, sweetie.
Okay. I think, unfortunately, it's a taboo, and all that is different bother the people, you know, and this is a pit, you know, because what is different, I think we can learn that it's different, you know, because the world is big, and there are so many things that we can share and learn one each other, you know. And I think it's a pity, you know, to excluding and not respect the other people's, you know.
I got you. There's no sense excluding people because of their sexual orientation. The fuck? It's just a feature of our personality, you know? We are not only our sexual orientation. I totally got you, Mariana. What about you, Victor? Do you have anything else to share?
Yeah, so I think it's a taboo, just like everyone said before. But I do think we have some structural problems that don't allow us to talk about it much. And we also don't feel so safe to talk about it. It's something that, you know, can be really dangerous in some cases. But actually, I think people are not open to admit I am homophobic, or people don't want to say I am transphobic because they don't want to admit it. They don't want to be the bad guy in the history. So it's really hard because the first step to change, I think, is to say, oh, I am homophobic. I have a problem with it, but I want to change. But people don't say that, and some people don't want to change. So it's really hard to talk about it and to open our hearts to, you know, to the better and to be better persons in our society.
That's so it. Maybe when we pop our social bubble, you know, there are some people who are just so terrible, indecent, such with terrible mindsets when it comes to this. Okay, thanks for sharing. I think we all came to the concept, right? It's a taboo, mainly in Brazil. Okay, moving on. The next one, the fourth question, is it? Yes. Can you share your thoughts on why it is important to talk about LGBTQIA plus reality? I would say that it's pretty important because, personally speaking, I am part of the community, so it kind of my struggles and stuff. What about you, Mariana Krzyzewski, who's part of the community as well?
Sorry. The question is why it's important to talk about, right?
Yeah.
We need to talk about because, as Victor said, a lot of people don't want to talk about or don't want to say that what they talk is it's not a opinion, but homophobic discourse maybe, and we need to share and to people say that it is, and see it's like a normal thing in life. So as straights have their sexual orientation and they don't say anything about it because it's normal, we want to be considered normal too, and don't need to fight every day, don't need to fight against all the violence, to be in all the space and be accepted and all of it. So we need to talk about it because we need to be respected, and that's it, all of it and more stuff. But
I'm totally with you on that. We just wanted to be respected. And as I mentioned before, our sexual orientation is just a feature of our personality, you know? And it's such a pity, as Mariana said, that we have to face this struggle day after day. Microaggressions or violence, as we can see on the news, you know, a lot of people dying just because of their sexual orientation. That's such insane. Sometimes I think to myself that mankind and humanity is such a mistake, you know? But anyways, moving on. What about you, Wani? What are your thoughts on this question?
Yes, I think you have to. Yes, I think you have to talk this because it's really many people are sexual and you have to give them power to be like us. Do not be behind because it's like this. No one need to be like this, but it's very important to speak in general, even to share. Yes.
That's so it. All in all, it's pretty necessary to talk about it. I'm totally with you on that. What about you, Mariana Valeriano? Do you agree with us? Do you have anything else to share?
Yes, I agree with you, all of you. And I think this subject is very serious and delicate, you know, because this group of people needs to respect, very respect, and thinking about this suffering of having to deal with the judgment and prejudice of others must be very difficult. And I think to welcome all of emotion and feelings is very important, you know. Once I heard of a person saying that he cried fighting with God and asking and inquiring him why did he make him that way, and thinking about this difficult to fighting to accept on the society is very hard and difficult, you know. And I think it's very important to continue talking about this and discuss about this topic, you know. And a little sad to must discuss, because it's a thing we don't need to discuss, because we have to be normal, not something strange or something to judge, you know.
I'm totally with you on that. I couldn't agree more, you know. It's such a shame that we have to give space and room to talk about it. when it's just a simple thing. I'm straight, or I'm gay, or I'm trans, It's such a shame that it's not that we didn't overcome this thing, you know? That's what I mean. I'm totally with you on that. What about you, Luana? What are your thoughts on it? You as a parent and stuff.
Yes, I agree with Mariana. I always say to my daughter, we should respect human rights. People don't respect human rights. That's why it's important to create rules properly to the topic. It's so sad because our rights should be the same, but it's not, unfortunately. It's so sad to know that a lot of people is left Brazil because Brazil don't respect this topic. All the time here in Europe, we see people with the same orientation sexual holding hands at the street or at the shopping or kiss each other, and everybody respects this. And in Brazil, no. That's why it's important to talk with children, because as you said, we have a long time to work to change this scenario.
That's so it. There's a lot to be done. I'm with you on that. Thanks for sharing, Luana. Michael, we are on the fourth question. Can you share anything?
Okay, sure. I agree with you all. I don't think we are there yet. So we have to discuss at our maximum, because I think we're not there yet, socially and also politically. Because let's say that socially we are still very heteronormative. Even though I am a part of the community, I still have some prejudice that I have to work on, right? So I think the more I discuss, the most forward we go, and also, like I said, politically, because we still don't have protection of the community. A lot of, I'm not gonna say specific names, but a lot of the people in power do not protect us. We are still very marginalized, and it's like someone said, I don't remember, but it's systemized. So I think the more we talk about it, the more progress we make in the social sphere and also in the political sphere.
That's so it. Basically, we are screwed up in many aspects, many aspects. All in all, crying. Thanks for sharing. I couldn't agree more with you. We are just made such keywords. We are marginalized, in many aspects, and that's such a shame. Thanks for sharing, guys. Just to wrap up this meeting, because we are running out of time. I'd like to wrap up this meeting with the the fifth one, which is, how can TNT help on this matter? And then, guys, anyone would like to share anything? I will bring people back. You can just open your mic and go on. They're embarrassing silence.
Anyone?
Go on, Michael.
I don't have a lot to say, I'm sorry.
No problem. So, let me just wrap up. Wait. Guys.
Can I start?
Of course. Go on, Peter.
Okay. No, in my case, I just want to say that TNT helps me a lot, because I think here it was the first place that I opened my heart and talk about my sexuality with safety. And I also feel really comfortable to talk about it here. So I'm not shy, I'm not afraid. And it's a pleasure to to talk about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And we are spreading the word that's on this topic. That's awesome. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So for those who were in the small rooms, how was the conversation? Did you learn a lot? Have you learned a lot? And then, anyone would like to share anything? Otherwise, I will be choosing someone. Grazi, would you like to say anything? Go on, Siri.
Yes, I would never think about this in the classroom, in class, English class or Zoom room. I never thought I have to talk a lot subject. For me, it's great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. And that's the best part of TNT, huh? We do have a lot to share. Great, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have learned a lot. But before you go, Philip would like to share something that I don't know. Let me just share about the feedback. If you like this conversation, you can go over YouTube and rate this conversation. If you hate me, you can draw down a comment there, give a thumbs up on this video, and these kind of things. Over to you right now, Philip. Go on. And you are muted.
Yeah. I'm gonna speak some Portuguese here, and I'm sorry about. I just left my doctor's appointment for something. That's the reason I was kind of the camera closed. Mas o mais importante que eu quero falar é a gente está trazendo esses temas para a gente criar uma consciência de tudo que acontece no planeta Terra como um todo. Não só sobre a comunidade LGBTQIA+, mas sobre política, mas sobre racismo, sobre educação, sobre finanças, enfim, tem vários tópicos que a gente vai fazer. Toda segunda semana de cada mês, a gente traz um tópico diferente. E para o próximo mês de setembro, a gente vai trazer vocês para ajudar a gente a decidir qual tópico a gente pode trazer. E tudo isso só é possível, principalmente o TNT ser de graça, hoje a gente tem aí quase 200 horas por mês de graça de conversação, porque a gente tem os assinantes do WhatsApp e a gente tem os alunos da academia. Então, se por acaso o TNT está te ajudando já com o idioma, de alguma forma, você está aprendendo, você está ganhando alguma coisa, se você quiser ajudar a gente, você pode participar do nosso grupo do WhatsApp, onde a gente compartilha os temas, a gente compartilha as perguntas, a gente traz algumas aulas bônus de inglês, a gente traz alguns benefícios para quem está lá naquele grupo. Infelizmente, o grupo tem vagas limitadas por conta do WhatsApp em si, mas a inscrição é R$ 29,90 por mês. É mais barato do que, às vezes, um almoço, né, que a gente tem aí todos os dias. E você tem acesso a tudo que a gente traz no TNT durante o mês inteiro. Então, estou fazendo essa comunicação com mais frequência agora, para vocês saberem que é de graça, porque a gente não tem nenhuma empresa, a gente não tem uma Magazine Luiza, a gente não tem um Itaú, a gente não tem uma Apple, uma Microsoft, uma startup, um Nubank da vida por trás do TNT. Basicamente, quem a gente tem são os alunos do grupo do WhatsApp e empréstimo do banco que eu faço para manter tudo funcionando, basicamente. Então, se de repente você quiser ajudar a gente, e pode entrar no site aprendi.com, tem lá no topo o ícone, o WhatsApp, tem algumas informações, eu vou melhorar aquela página, inclusive. Caso você não consiga pagar, por qualquer motivo que seja, só de você entrar no nosso YouTube, se inscrever, deixar um comentário lá sobre como foi a conversa de hoje, e compartilhar com seus amigos, com suas amigas, compartilhar com as pessoas do seu trabalho, que existe um grupo que se encontra todos os dias, de domingo a domingo, para praticar 6 idiomas, isso também já vai ajudar bastante, tá? Eu quero agradecer a todo mundo, obrigado, Mel, por me cobrir aí de última hora, e é isso que a gente, é isso que acontece no TNT, a gente se ajuda, é um ambiente colaborativo, a gente não está aqui para julgar ninguém, não estou aqui para dizer o que é certo e o que é errado, vamos só refletir sobre algumas questões que são importantes, às vezes a gente deixa passar por causa da correria, tem que pagar os boletos, né? Enfim, tem a pandemia, enfim, tem várias coisas. Então, thank you so much every one of you, because we are doing a great job together, and I hope we can have more conversations like this.
Great. Thank you, Philip. So we are over today, guys. It was an amazing conversation. Thanks for showing up. And that's it, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye bye.